start with the sound. Not shouting, not crying. A bell. 4:45 a.m. If you've never been woken up by a bell that early, let me explain something. It's not just a wake-up call. It's a command. In boarding school, that bell didn't just signal morning. It signaled survival. Cold showers, dark hallways, prefects patrolling like guards. You learned quickly, discipline wasn't optional. But here's the strange thing. Discipline can look holy from the outside. Structure, order, uniforms pressed perfectly. It can look like righteousness. But discipline without safeguards becomes something else. It becomes training in fear. And I didn't understand that at first. I assumed that if I minimized myself, if I didn't draw attention to myself, I would be fine. Not perfect, just fine. But what unsettled me wasn't correction. It was how correction was carried out. There is a difference between discipline and exposure. There is a difference between accountability and humiliation. And when those lines blur, something shifts inside you. You stop thinking primarily about right and wrong. You start thinking about safety. You start calculating visibility. You learn how to stay small, how to avoid notice, how to disappear before the spotlight turns on you. And that realization changes a person. Because once compliance feels like protection rather than growth, you don't mature, you brace. That's the shift. And when children make that shift early, it doesn't stay in childhood. They carry it into adulthood. They carry it into marriages, into churches, into corporate offices. They become adults who manage life around safety. Some become perfectionists. Some become quiet. Some become hardened. Some become loud to cover fear. But the common thread is this: they're always monitoring themselves. And from the outside, people often misread it. They call it maturity. They call it discipline. They call it having it together. But inside, still bracing, still listening for the bell. I wrote about that tension in my memoir, The Paradox of Education, the way structure saved me academically while slowly shaping my nervous system to expect harm. I'm not here tonight to argue against discipline. I believe in structure. What I'm asking is harder. What happens when discipline is no longer about growth, but about dominance? What happens when it's used to break a person instead of build one? What happens when obedience becomes the price of belonging? And how many high-achieving adults are still waking up at 4:45 a.m. inside their bodies, even when the bell stopped ringing years ago? The rest of that journey, the unlearning, the unraveling, is in the pages.